know, as of today, and I say as of today at this hour, we have 33 confirmed positive tests for the virus.
Yesterday we had 22 cases. Today we have 33 cases, so it has gone up by 11. That brings, those are 11 new cases. 22 goes to 33.
As we sort through this here in Arkansas, today we have 33 confirmed positive cases in Arkansas.
As of today, we have 33 confirmed cases with Boston residents. We expect those numbers to climb.
As of this afternoon, we have 33 Pennsylvanians who have tested positive for COVID-19.
So as of this morning, there were 33 confirmed cases in North Carolina.
Evening to you. Lots to get to tonight. I'm Leon Hendricks. We want to start with new information into our newsroom. Within the past couple of hours, there are now 33 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Michigan.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Richard Gearhart. Karina Corral has the night off. More cases of the coronavirus were confirmed today in San Luis Obispo County, bringing the total number now to 33.
Right now, Georgia is reporting a total of 99 cases in 19 counties. That is 33 new cases from just yesterday.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Swenson. More cases and more events affected. Here is the latest coronavirus news. There are now 33 cases in Louisiana.
As expected, the number of cases of COVID-19 jumps. A total of 33 people in our state have been tested and are confirmed to have the coronavirus.
Day 4 of the shelter-at-home order brought 6 new confirmed cases of the coronavirus to San Luis Obispo County, bringing the total number to 33.
All troopers will be professional, polite, and will treat everyone with dignity and respect.
These latest steps as the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Rhode Island jumps by 33 overnight.
And with 4 more deaths reported overnight, the death toll now stands at least 33.
The Ministry of Public Health has confirmed a batch of 33 new COVID-19 patients. Thailand now has an accumulated number of cases.
తెలంగాణలో కరోనా వైరస్ బారిన పడిన వారి సంఖ్య 33 పెరిగింది. నిన్న కొత్తగా 6 కేసులు నమోదయ్యాయి. ఇందులో ఒకరు కరీంనగర్కు చెందిన 23 ఏళ్ల విద్యార్థి.
The Ministry of Public Health has reported that the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Thailand remains at 33.
10 new confirmed cases have been reported in Malaysia, bringing the total now to 93. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said they were first and second generation close contacts of case 33.
Coincidence? I think not.
Hi there. I really admire your page and I admire the thorough research that you do. No, they're not blood clots. And what I'm about to say is going to sound really crazy, but I trust you will look into it. Look into intrabody nano network administered through vax. Just type in those keywords. Then look into transhumanism. Then look into the Internet of Bodies. Then look into how the Internet of Bodies is going to tie into and become the foundation of this new digital financial system that's coming. And then it's all going to make sense. It is self-assembling nanotechnology for the purpose of creating a carbon nanotube network within the human body to make the human body a device that can eventually be linked into the Internet of Bodies. It is biotechnology created through the manipulation of lipids with polyethylene glycol pegylation. Polyethylene glycol is one of the components that can be used to make hydrogel. And after the self-assembling nano network is administered in the human body, along with nanosensors, which is what those round modulars that people are finding, the next step is a form of a chip, which will probably come in the form of like a quantum dot tattoo that will be initiated for the usage within the digital financial system that is coming. But once that chip is put in place with the intrabody nano network, That will be the authentication and individualization of every human body that has this technology within it, the network and the chip, making them all devices linked into the Internet of Bodies. The psychological, biological, genetic, and physiological data from every single individual will be what backs the new financial system. Information is the new gold. And all of the data being harvested no longer requires permission or notification from anyone that took this jab, because they are now GMOs, which is a product owned by a corporation. The head of that corporation is BlackRock. I know what I'm saying sounds crazy, but I would invite you to look into everything I just spoke.
I graduated from McGill University with an honors degree in a Bachelor's of Science. A few samples came to my personal possession of both Pfizer and Moderna, and unfortunately both these samples had to travel for an extensive period of time in various vehicles. So they've been unrefrigerated for up to 2 months. What's unusual is that the refrigeration temperatures are supposed to be -40, in the -40s for the Modernas, and I think in the -70s for the Pfizer. And that's very, very unusual because no biologic reaction requires anything more than -20 to be completely frozen. So we saw this shape from a Moderna vaccine. And before anything's put into an electron microscope, it has to be allowed to dry. So what we first saw in the Moderna sample, we see on top of these little crystal things, these shapes that look like chips, right? You see that square, well, that rectangle, it's got all these little dots on it arranged like a grid. And that's completely baffling to me. So the question is, well, if it looks like a computer chip, is it a computer chip? The most prevalent element in that little square, which was spectrum 14, is carbon. And then the next most prevalent atom is oxygen. There's strange structures growing in the Pfizer samples as well. So if we could pull up the Pfizer files. So this is what we saw in the Pfizer sample. And in a droplet of the Pfizer, you'd see literally thousands of these little squares. It's made up of purely carbon and oxygen and possibly hydrogen. No signs of a biologic material. And similar to the Moderna samples, the Pfizer sample also had fiber-like structures. And then so the next file will show the Pfizer fiber structure alongside a crystal, and the spectrum analysis again showing that these structures are made purely of carbon. So we have a fiber-like structure, and this sample was from a Pfizer sample. So again, what are all these things doing? Carbon oxygen can certainly be a sign that there's graphene in it. And that's a huge question here, is given that we're seeing all these shapes form inside these vaccine samples after they've been left at room temperature for an extended period of time, what on earth are these injections doing inside of people's bodies, right? Because there's plenty of carbon and oxygen available in people's bodies. So if this is some type of technology that can use carbon and oxygen that's in the environment to self-assemble inside people's bodies after they get the injection, and then does it take a long time? Does it take 2 to 3 months for these structures to gradually form inside the blood? And what are they doing there, and what's the purpose of them being there?
COVID, I'd never noticed this before in any other time in my life, but you weren't allowed to ask questions at any point during this. You just had to do what the man on the TV said, right? You had to do what the man on the TV said without questions, and then you're a good person. But if you question it, then you're a white supremacist Trumper. They're like, whoa, no. No, I didn't vote for Trump. I just have questions. Jimmy, only dumb people ask questions. No, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to question authority. It's like a value. Is that what they taught you in comedy school? Yeah, that is what they taught me in comedy school. Isn't that weird? It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Even comedians would get on stage and they would shame people for trying to get informed about a medical treatment that was experimental, that they had to take or they would lose their jobs and they wouldn't be able to travel. And when people tried to get informed about that, other people shamed them. They would say, please tell me you're not going to do your own research. You've heard people say that. Please don't do your own research. Before COVID, doing your own research used to be called reading. Now you're shaming me for reading? At the behest of Big Pharma? It's like I woke up in the middle of a Bill Hicks bit. Well, looks like we got ourselves a reader. Tell me, boy, what you reading for? Don't you know everything that needs to be read's already been readed by a smart person? That's how much people internalized the propaganda from Big Pharma, was that they would be anti-intellectual enough to shame people for reading while they're wagging their finger at them for doing it. You would never shame people for trying to get informed, no matter what other subject it was, no matter how unimportant. Like if I say, hey, I'm gonna go buy a car. Don't look into it. Well, how will I know which car to get? Ask the salesman. He's the expert. What are you, Henry Ford?
Have you all
seen
seen
look at
this?
a different one of these COVID test swabs with a high zoom camera. Or maybe that's a microscope. I'm not exactly sure. But it looks so much different than a cotton swab, which they also do a comparison to. It looks like a toothbrush or something. All of these different strands sticking out. What are these strands? And it gets even more concerning when they apply it to a little slab of meat. These strands appear to be sharp and rigid. And there's one of our little black fibers, which we've been examining in other videos as well. But in this video, I want to focus on these white shards that are sticking out from this test swab. And watch what happens when they rub it up against some meat. The shards come off of the swab and lodge themselves into the flesh. You can see them poking out, being left behind. Why on earth would anybody design a test so horrific? This is awful. Is this some sort of a delivery system? Is this designed to agitate people's flesh? Remember, they're sticking these swabs up people's noses, twisting them around, and leaving them in contact with that soft, fleshy part of the inner nose for an extended period of time. So this is very concerning to see some of these swabs might be doing this to people. Like, this is an actual COVID test swab, apparently. But instead of sticking it up somebody's nose, they tried it against a little piece of meat with horrifying results. So this is a bit of a PSA. Be very careful what you let people stick up your nose, because it might leave a bunch of shards sticking out of your flesh. Look at all these. Isn't this awful? We need to get the word out about these horrific, painful tests. It can't be good to have these shards impaling you and being left behind. And I also recommend you check out this video in the description. The narrator makes some very interesting points. But I want to give a big shout out to Sarah A. and Ubiquitum for doing some experiments and publishing the results on the internet. And please go check out their videos and subscribe.
Already preparing myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially to literally be cut off from civilization, because the Bible, I see all this biblical prophecy coming true. What'd you say?
Said we're half doing that too.
Yeah, we are. And I see all this biblical prophecy coming true, and it says the Antichrist will rise, and anybody who doesn't worship him is getting cut off from the global economy. I'm like, okay, check. Everybody who gets the mark of the beast is going to hell. That's what the Bible tells us. I will never get that, so I'm mentally preparing myself
The problem
to
with
be
this
cut
is
off.
you can go back every decade and find people saying exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
In the exact same way.
For sure.
So it's like...
But you can't go back every decade and find companies filing patents like Microsoft filed in April of 2020.
Which one?
You're not claiming that the
Which
COVID-19
patent?
vaccine is the mark of the beast.
No,
But
I'm
what
not.
you're saying is like it's a precursor or a warning.
It's
or
the
a
COVID
step,
vaccine.
an incremental.
It was
step.
like a prototype. It was like a cultural prototype for the mark, in a sense. I'm not saying that the COVID vaccine is the mark of the beast. I'm saying they use this problem reaction solution paradigm to test how people are going to respond to tyrannical mandates, to see whether or not people will accept them or if they'll reject them. And they're using all of this, these pandemics, the solutions to them, they're using all of this to push us towards a new world order system. The transhumanism angle when it comes to the end times, I think to me, that's the one that I look out for the most.
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my... That's the coolest thing ever.
Free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute.
You had that jackass mayor eating McDonald's French fry. You mean I can ruin my cholesterol by eating fast food French fries? I get this for free if I get... This is so good for humanity. I get a cheeseburger from child slaver McDonald's to get the vaccine. I mean, this is tremendous part of life.
But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This could be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination.
But when I finally said, you know what? I got God behind my back, and I don't know how long my journey is, but when I said no to it all, and I said that's my only ruler, and that's the only direction, look what it's put together. Don't stop. Believe in yourself. Use God, not the experts, not the politicians, not anyone that pretend they're higher than God and your family. God bless you.
Remember this?
You are the unvaccinated. You are the problem. It is the unvaccinated who are the problem. Period. End of story.
The only people that you can blame, this isn't shaming, this is the truth. Maybe they should be shamed, are the unvaccinated.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Anyone you came into contact with will blame you, as will the rest of us who have done the right thing by getting vaccinated.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
I think it's time to get our moral house in order, Anderson. It's the unvaccinated who are the threat.
All the vaccinated folks are going to start wearing masks to protect the unvaccinated folks. It's called a Christian value.
You're basically punishing the vaccinated for the sins of the unvaccinated.
People are not behaving honorably. The unvaccinated are basically saying, well, it's open season for me. I can do whatever I want as well.
The unvaccinated are basically beating their breasts and running around the country saying, we don't care, we're living free, and so forth.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Unvaccinated, a group that includes children and people acting like children. And the rest of us are starting to get pissed off.
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
Have you gotten your COVID shot? Yup. Look at this bad boy. Look at mine. First jab, second jab, booster, Whoa. Omicron, Megatron, Voltron, Saruman, Pokemon, Doraemon, Cinnabon, Digimon! And that, folks, is why so many people have died suddenly recently.
Who has a loved one who has lost a baby during a pregnancy and received a COVID-19 injection. I can tell you what caused it. I can tell you what to go look for. No one else can tell you, but I'll tell you. It is published that there is a component of snake venom called L-amino acid oxidase, LAAO. That is an antiviral component from this snake venom. It also inhibits syncytium formation. That's what they publish in their papers. Do you know what syncytium does? When a woman gets pregnant, a sperm goes into an egg and actually fertilizes the egg. The egg's got to float up to the uterus and implant into the uterine wall to start developing a placenta. They call it implantation. Syncytium on day 4 is what actually starts the implantation of the egg to the uterus wall. Syncytium does this. It's like the Velcro or the glue to the uterus. Syncytium then tells the female's body to start making a cell called syncytiotrophoblasts. Syncytiotrophoblasts connect the placenta to the uterus wall and secrete something to maintain the pregnancy called HCG and progesterone hormone. You kill syncytium, you kill the formation of syncytiotrophoblasts. The entire pregnancy is dependent on syncytiotrophoblasts releasing progesterone and HCG the whole time.
Our pandemic wasn't the same as the world pandemic.
Because they're going to come home and they're going to have questions and we're going to have to tell them the truth. Because they're going to come home and be like, Grandpa, I read in my history book that you were alive during the Great Pandemic. Is that true? And we're going to be like, yeah, damn right I was. I'm a survivor. Oh, my God, Grandpa. You survived the Great Pandemic? How? Look, I read in my history book right now. Look, during the Great Pandemic, millions of people died around the world. Millions of people died. That must have been awful, Grandpa. Did you lose a lot of friends? Oh! Not even one. No, not even one. You see, Grandpa was under the age of 65 and in good health. Did you catch it, Grandpa? Oh, like 2 or 3 times. Did you isolate the first 2 times? And then that fucking Trudeau stopped paying the bill. And we're going to be old and angry, and we're not going to remember. And they're going to be like, who's Trudeau, Grandpa? We're going to be like, I think he was the first black prime minister. I don't remember.
Well, vaccines are magic. They can save lives.
Everybody thinks, when they hear, okay, you're going to stay locked down until there's a vaccine. And as Bill Gates said, a magical vaccine. They're thinking that, the vaccine's going to do what we've been told vaccines do, which is to give everybody who gets one lifetime immunity and no, major health problems. What are the chances they're actually going to get a vaccine like that? I would say 0. Here's what I predict. I predict you're going to be seeing Bill Gates and Tony Fauci week after week dampening expectations about the vaccine. They were originally saying it's a magical vaccine we're going to give to everybody and everybody is going to be immune. And they're going to say, well, actually only 80% of people will get immune. And then they'll say 70%, and they'll say 50%, and then they'll say 20%. But it's still worth it to have 20%. And they'll try to sell us on that.
All right, breaking news. Pharmaceutical giant Pfizer just announced moments ago that its coronavirus vaccine is 95% effective.
Meg, we should point out that Pfizer shares are up by about 3% on this news. Obviously, more good news there.
91%.
90% efficacy rate.
This is a great vaccine.
Great day for humanity, great day for science, great day for the markets. Check this out, because
it's got to be purchased, manufactured, and then there has to be money there for it to be purchased. And so the world needs to put up more money.
Their vaccine's efficacy against COVID dropped from 96% to 84%.
80% effective after just 1 dose.
Just a single dose.
A reduction of 75%.
Those lines go down.
Which fell below 50%.
You can't even keep up with this because it's moving so quickly.
42%.
30 to 40%.
Vaccine provides just 33% protection.
We know no vaccine lasts forever, so the protection starts to wane a bit, and that's what the boost is all about.
And then they're going to say, well, the vaccine, it's not actually lifetime immunity. Immunity only lasts for 1 year, 1 season, and actually maybe not even that, maybe only 2 or 3 months, and then you have to get another one.
It may not offer protection for a lifetime, right? It's not a one and done. Booster, so-called 3rd dose, it is confusing to people.
It really is going to be about focusing on getting that shot just once a year. Much simpler, much easier to do.
Don't worry so much about the number of boosters. Worry about when you got your last booster.
Okay. Is the CEO of Moderna, Stefan Bancel. What a blowout quarter. Congratulations to you.
Oh, yeah, we definitely think it's going to be like a flu shot. COVID is not going away.
Tuesday.
And that's why we're also working on combining flu and COVID, so it's easier.
You are the COVID company then.
The new updated COVID-19 vaccine is the most...
And that's my prediction. And I could be wrong, but I would say 0. And all you have to do is look at the flu vaccine.
Well, thank you for illuminating all of this for us today. I want to leave on a positive note, but it's like, wow, we're screwed.
And that's the magic of this thing. But there's no doubt in the next 5 years, we can, we just need to mess around.
I know I'm not the sharpest knife in the crayon box,
But can someone please help me understand this?
So you may have seen my wife's recent post, and I want to elaborate on that and give you an example as to why reinstatement, back pay, and apologies isn't enough. So in July, Undersecretary Cisneros acknowledged the DMET data, the database working properly, and also acknowledged things such as myocarditis rising 151%. So what I did, I went in today, I'm doing the same thing, 5-year average. However, I'm comparing it to 2022, and I only am using fixed wing pilots and helicopter pilots, active duty. So we get hypertensive disease, 36%, ischemic heart disease, 69%, pulmonary heart disease, 62%, heart failure, 973%, other forms of heart disease, 63%. Cardiomyopathy, 152%.
Comes from China. That's why. Comes from China.
He's doing.
Okay, this is no joke. This is what people are doing. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Even. Social distancing.
Put your mask on.
Get away from me.
Put it on.
For freedom. Stop it.
Whoa, whoa.
What is going on inside their head?
So this guy in Michigan came up with this idea.
6 feet apart, oh yeah.
Extreme measures of self-isolation.
It gets the point across.
So you can wear it comfortably all day. Share your smile. Z-Shield wraps your face.
On prend une bouchée et on remet le masque. On prend une bouchée et on remet le masque.
Help us put the mask in mascot.
You must wear your mask.
I shouldn't have to make it fun. It's science. It's science.
COVID-19 rapid test.
Okay, everybody should watch this and look at this. Everybody thinks the government has your best intentions for you at their heart. They do not.
Brand new test. I'm not going to touch it. Okay. Want to get a couple drops on there.
Somebody already posted this on TikTok, but I think everybody needs to see it. Pretty sure this is Canada as well.
Okay.
Okay, put 2 drops of water in it. Just water over your top.
Happen.
You know what? Our water is good. Patricia's water is not.
Give us some time.
Look, it's showing us a little bit.
Leave it.
That's a joke, right?
Keep it on there for a bit. Let's see, so everybody can see. You can see 2 lines coming from tap water. And these are the tests that we got from the school. So is this their way of canceling school by giving us tests that are going to test positive? Everybody should stop taking these tests. It's like disgusting what they're doing. Look.
Oh my God.
Tap water positive.
Warning, a cough has been detected. For your safety and the safety of others, authorities have been dispatched and will be arriving at your location shortly. You will be taken to the nearest quarantine facility where you will be tested and monitored. Please remain at your location. Unauthorized movement is strongly prohibited. We're all in this together.
What's up, everybody? So I am being ushered out of my place of business, my work. I got brought in the office while during work, taking care of patients like I normally do, like I've done for the last year and a half. And now I am being ushered out of my own place of work like I'm an animal, like I'm a sick dog. And whereas my employer, Jeff Davis, hanging his head back there in shame, putting me and my family on the street, unable to feed my family now because that individual right there is just following orders. This is shameful. No, sir, I will not.
Yes, you have to do it for now, okay?
Or what?
We're asking you to leave
You
property.
can.
He already asked you, so now he's asking me.
So, well, you're gonna have to get me out of here. You're gonna have to.
We can just call you security.
Go for it. Okay. I'm getting ushered out of here right now because I don't have a freaking vaccine and they're firing me. Shameful, dude. Utterly shameful. This is how it's going to go down, huh? Shameful, Jeff. I just want everybody to know now, I am getting ushered out of here after working 7 years at this place because I don't have an experimental vaccine in my body. I risked my life during COVID for the last year and a half at this institution for this community in Los Angeles. And now, what is the thanks I get? Because I won't inject an experimental vaccine in my body, now they're going to usher me out like I'm some kind of criminal and rabid dog out of this institution that I've put my blood, sweat, and tears, and now this man and the rest of the UC is going to put me and my family on the street without my freaking family's ability to feed themselves. This is shameful. The UC and everybody that works here should be ashamed of themselves. This is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous, Jeff. Utterly ridiculous.
You're a medical professional and you know the science behind it.
There is no science. You can give COVID and get COVID with the vaccine. There's absolutely zero reason to mandate this.
Okay. I got vaccinated.
What else do you have? So, good for you. I support medical freedom, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Apparently, it only goes one way.
Okay.
My rights are violated, but since you got the jab, you're fine. I risked my life for a whole year and a half without a freaking vaccine. Risked my life for this institution and the people of this community, and this is what I get. Now my stinking family has to go without food on their table because the people of this UC want to eject me out and usher me out like I'm some kind of freaking rabid dog. This is ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And now I'm done. Peace out. So just so you all know, I'm being ushered out by security for standing up for medical freedom. Being put in this worked this UC for the last 7 years, and this is the thanks I get. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Losing my job, and now my freaking family has to go on the street because of this. Shameful. Shameful. Utterly shameful.
You gotta go this way, sir. You gotta go out. You gotta go out.
Utterly shameful. Freaking ridiculous. Because I don't get a freaking experimental vaccine jabbed in me, they're gonna freaking fire me.
Come on, you gotta go out. And you're recording in the hospital.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it's called a public place. No.
Get out.
No.
Do you want to get arrested?
Yeah, sure.
Put that out.
No. No. Excuse me, what are you doing?
Put that out.
No. Why are you assaulting me?
You need to leave.
Why are you assaulting me? I didn't assault you. I did not assault you. Why are you assaulting me, sir? Why are you pushing me? Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
The subject is recorded. He's refusing to.
Amendment right, sir, to record. Excuse me, give me my badge, give me my personal property back. Excuse me, what the heck? This is what happens when you stand up for medical freedom. Why did you assault me, sir? I was peaceful this entire time.
You're inside the
Why
hospital.
did you assault me?
You're causing a disturbance
Why
inside the
did
hospital.
you assault me?
You're affecting patient care.
You do not have the right to assault me, sir. You do not have the right to assault me, sir. I'm not blocking patient care.
Yes, you are.
Everybody can get fined.
You are
That's
being
fine.
disruptive to the patients that have
there
a
will
right
be a
to
lawsuit,
a peaceful.
sir. You have absolutely no right to assault me. I've never once touched. No, sir.
All right. You need to leave.
I'm in a public place.
This is not public.
This is a public property. It's a public easement, sir.
Okay.
I'm on public property. Right now, this is a public easement, and I'm on public property. Look, I'm on a public easement. This is public property. If you touch me, surely there will be a lawsuit. Actually, there already will be a lawsuit because you assaulted me over there.
You're blocking patient care.
I am not blocking anything.
You should be a medical professional.
I am not
and
blocking
leave the
anything,
facility.
sir.
Once
No.
you leave the facility, you can
No,
demonstrate
sir.
out here as much
Listen,
as you want.
I am outside on a
You're
free
blocking
property.
patients
I
coming
will
and
not
going.
leave. I
You're
will not
blocking
leave.
patients coming and
No,
going.
I am not.
Okay?
Look.
Yes, you
Look,
are.
they got by just fine, didn't they?
Not when you were inside
They
the
got
hallway. And you're causing
Excuse
a
me?
disturbance
Everybody
inside.
went right
Everybody
by.
has a right
There was
to a
5
peaceful
people
environment.
So then
You
get
wanna
out of my
scream and
face,
yell?
sir.
Go outside.
I am on public property.
Step on the sidewalk.
No, sir.
Okay.
I will not.
You're recording patients.
I'm not. I am in a public
as a
place.
healthcare provider, you're recording
I'm in a public
inside a
place and
medical
there's
center.
no expectation of privacy, sir.
There is expectations
No, there's
100%
not.
because
This is a
patients
public
use the
easement.
cafeteria.
This is
Patients use the
a public
cafeteria.
easement.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey, Allie.
Hey.
So, what are you trying to do? Are
Well-
you trying to get logged on to a computer, or?
I was gonna pick up some shifts and stuff. I just stopped to talk to her.
So you do not work here anymore. Sarah Beth had this conversation with you in detail. You talked to HR yesterday.
I did not quit, and I was not fired. There's no other option. There are only 2 options. I have not quit, and I have not received a termination letter.
You're gonna have to leave. We need your badge, and we need you to leave.
No. Under what? On what grounds?
You do not want this to get ugly.
On what grounds do you have?
We're gonna ask that you do the right thing and you leave right now.
No, you guys chose not to do the right thing by not giving us a choice.
Are you working? You're here. You're here.
I am here.
Okay.
I was not able to clock in this morning.
She didn't get the vaccine either.
Hey Eddie, I need you over at the ambulatory surgery entrance, please.
I know,
Yes.
honey.
Thank you. What's your name?
Ashley.
Last name?
Rich.
Okay. And you didn't do the vaccine either?
No, sir.
Okay.
And I was not terminated. I did not quit.
You guys keep saying we chose, but you gave us no choice. There was no choice. You guys took it away. We did not quit. Okay, so
there was a choice.
Okay,
You
so
chose
then
not to
so
take
then
the
fire
vaccine
us.
and you didn't.
So then fire us.
So I'm the director of security, and under my authority, I need both your ID badges.
I need my
right now.
termination letter.
I need your ID badges right now. This doesn't have to go this way. You can cooperate or you cannot.
You don't have any grounds to say
I do
that.
have grounds.
No, you don't.
You were notified.
I just tried to clock in, and it was going to let me clock in, actually. So I have a video of it. It was going to let me clock in.
You're videoing right now. I know
Yeah, I
you are.
am. I am. Because you guys have no grounds to do this. You're saying do the right thing, so you know I'm in the right.
I'm asking
You have
to
no
leave
legal.
in a professional manner.
I'm not though. I will not leave in a professional
You don't
manner.
have my permission to record, and I'm requesting you to stop right now.
This is
You do not have my permission. You're on private property, and you can stop recording right now.
I'm not giving you my badge.
You can stop recording. You do not have my permission. The badge is not your property.
I did not quit. I was not fired, and they're trying to remove us from the property.
You do not have permission to.
So are we terminated? Is that what you said?
No, Eddie Mills.
Eddie,
we're terminated.
you said we're terminated?
Pardon?
Did you say that we were terminated?
Your access has been denied.
Are we terminated?
And yes, ma'am, you are.
So you're firing us.
Effective 9/1. You are off payroll effective 9/1.
Are you firing us?
I will not answer your specific questions. I have told you what I'm going to
But I have not quit. So am I being fired?
You are being terminated.
Okay.
You are
That's
separated
That's
from
all I...
Okay, I am being escorted out of 200 Medical Plaza at Westwood, Santa Monica for standing up for freedom. We've got Edward Galvin here and Andrea Higgins, who are, say hi, sir. They are escorting me out of the building. What's your title, sir?
Don't come near me.
What's your title?
Don't come near me.
Okay.
Keep walking.
They are escorting me out of the building. What's your title, sir?
Don't come near me.
What's your title?
Don't come near me.
Okay.
Keep walking.
And this is what happens when you stand up for freedom and when you show up to work, willing to work, despite being unvaccinated. And this is the price you have to pay sometimes. But what they don't realize is that I'm willing to go lose everything. Job, paycheck, freedom, even my life for this cause. Be well. United we stand. Divided we fall.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightly.
Creates a toxic spike protein in your body that can cause adverse reactions, including nervous system disorders, cancers, and worst of all, myocarditis that can lead to sudden death. So you might be thinking, those adverse reaction people are crazy. I got the shot, nothing bad happened to me. I'll give you 5 reasons why that is. First, you have no idea where the tip of that needle is when they push that plunger. If it's in a vein or a capillary bed, those particles will rapidly spread to your heart and to your brain, increasing your chances of neurologic and cardiac symptoms. Secondly, you have no idea how many particles are in that syringe. It could vary tenfold based on how it was prepared. And the more particles you get, the greater the chance of an adverse reaction. So maybe you just got lucky. Third, there is polyethylene glycol in the shot that keeps the particles from sticking together. If it degrades, and it does, you could get injected with coagulating goo that can cause a deadly stroke or a heart attack within minutes or hours. Fourth, the mRNA that's in the shot can degrade also, so it won't even make the spike protein at all, lessening your chance of an adverse reaction. Fifth, the more acidic your body is, the more spike proteins you will make, and that will increase the chance of an adverse reaction. So maybe you got lucky again, and your body, due to your diet or medications, was less acidic, and you made less spike proteins. But you can only be lucky for so long. The effects of this shot are cumulative. So my advice is to never, ever get one of these shots again. And if you did get one, get your D-dimer levels checked for microclotting and troponin checked for myocarditis. These problems can be asymptomatic and result in chronic disease or death in 2 to 5 years if you don't do something about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comment.
It's dangerous and, quite frankly, irresponsible to blame the recent uptick of people suddenly
collapsing on our product. Healthy people have always suddenly
fallen to the ground from heart problems. This is totally
normal. Nothing is.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Philip Buchholz. I have a PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology. I'm a cancer gene jock. Basically, I do cancer genomics research at the University of South Carolina. And what that means is that I'm kind of an expert on all the ways that the human genome can get futzed with during your lifetime and which of those things cause cancer and which ones don't. That means that I'm very, very skilled in the art of DNA sequencing, and I'm also pretty good. When I say I mean the people in my laboratory. You're not going to hear their names, but there's a group of people that do this excellent work. We're really good at detecting foreign pieces of DNA in places where they're not supposed to be, even if they're real low levels. We used those skills during the pandemic. We invented the COVID test that many of you did a spit test. Okay, that came out of my lab because we were really good at that kind of stuff. And so I've earned a fair amount of respect in the state of South Carolina. And I still believe that it was deployed mostly in good faith, but there were a lot of shortcuts taken because the house was on fire, and we could do a better job next time from the lessons that we're going to learn here. That's my own personal view of this, but I'm also, my philosophical bent here is, I'm sure many of you have heard of Occam's razor, right? Choose the simplest of explanations. Well, there's another one called Hanlon's.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Hollywood Live on America's Live. I'm looking very forward to talking to my next guest. She is a 4-time Emmy-nominated host of ABC's The Wildlife Doc. She's also a comedian, an actress, a writer, and a wildlife conservationist. Rachel Reenstra, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Great to have you on the show. Okay, so I discovered you through a friend of a friend on social media, and I know that you have been speaking out about a lot of issues. You have a lot of videos out there, and a lot of times these are topics that mainstream media especially doesn't want to talk about. So tell us a little bit about your genesis. You started out in Hollywood, your career in Hollywood, to what you do now.
Well, that's a lot. I moved out of here. I'm in Los Angeles most of the time. And I moved out about 26 years ago to get into comedy. And I also love animals. And so it's been an amazing ride. But what I found is once I started making videos that brought out the truth about certain things, like the chemicals in the air that we're breathing, all of a sudden it wasn't as easy to get work anymore. But what's exciting to me is all the people that are waking up right now. It's incredible. I mean, people that are realizing we're here to live a healthy, wonderful life and not be sprayed. But if anyone speaks out about it, like the doctor I was telling you about in the chemtrail video, he's not for vaccinations. He is for your health and your immunity. And I honestly think that that's what we need to be focusing on. But when someone outs that, like any doctor, like Judy Makovitz and Dr. Buddha, Dr. Shiva, they all somehow get silenced. So it's a quandary. And you, being a newscaster, have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very, very recently, I partnered with an organization on a campaign relating to coronavirus, and our videos just keep getting taken down. So unfortunately, if you offer a counternative, social media and mainstream media, they don't seem to appreciate that. But speaking of that, let's talk about this pandemic, this global pandemic. What's your take on what's happening right now?
It's not going to be popular. And people might call it a conspiracy theorist, but CIA made that word up back when people were questioning authority when JFK was assassinated. And what I feel is happening is the numbers don't add up. Something just doesn't feel right about everything that they're telling us in mainstream, you know? So I'm not going to say there's not a virus, but I will say that there's an agenda behind the virus that I think is being pushed, which is forced vaccinations, contact tracing. I mean, it's an Orwellian society we're living in now, it feels like. And people know it. They can feel it. And we might not agree on politics, but what we can agree is that something isn't right. Like, everyone in the world realized that Jeffrey Epstein did not suicide himself. We all know that. We all feel that something is not right about this virus. What's going on? What's the truth behind it? And for us to get to the truth nowadays is really difficult because people have been looking to the media for the truth. And trust me, I've been in the media. I've been on television. There's been many things on television that people used to believe. Gilligan's Island, there were actually people stranded on an island. That's how powerful television is. So I think that this is a cover-up for something bigger.
So let's go down the road of forced vaccinations. So if coronavirus is an opportunity for whether it's federal authorities, state authorities, whoever, to enforce forced vaccinations, to what end? How does that benefit? Is there something in the vaccines that we're concerned about? Obviously, the contact tracing scares the bejesus out of me because I don't need the government following me any more than they already do. But with respect to vaccines, how does that benefit? Let's say it, Orwellian political leaders to force these vaccinations in a mass capacity.
I would just tell everybody to sorry, I'm just getting a call. I would tell everybody to please do your research, okay? Because I'm not going to tell you something. What do I know? I'm a comedian, I'm a wildlife conservationist, I'm an actress, but what I see from the research I've done are patents that are labeled, funded by Bill Gates and Microsoft, labeled 060606. I mean, ID 2020, you look it up and it's literally, it's going to be a cashless society. We're going to have a quantum dot tattoo, which is basically, some people might call it the mark of the beast. But if they don't want conspiracy theorists out there saying that, how about not label a patent 666? Just a thought. Just a thought. But do your own research on that. People need to be asking questions right now. And the whole vaccine thing, it's not that I'm against vaccines. I traveled the world. I had to take some vaccines before I went to Africa. But it's not the same vaccine. Sometimes it takes them years to find the right, and every year there's a different strain of the flu. Why are they pushing vaccines so much right now? We got to get a vaccine for this. When the numbers are the same for people who die of the flu, and we still have a choice about that. So I think if they take away our freedom of choice, then, they're already trying to take away our freedom of speech. And George Orwell even said, liberty means nothing if we can't tell people what they don't want to hear. And so everyone just needs, it doesn't take a lot of research to look this stuff up, guys. It really doesn't. And if more people can speak out and not be afraid of the almighty dollar and not be afraid of losing their job, then we might be able to stand up against this.
So we just got about a minute left, so I want to focus in on your wildlife conservation. What is it that you do in your daily life to that end?
Well, I just got back from Tenerife. I was volunteering for a dog shelter there in the Canary Islands. And I take people on trips to Costa Rica so that people have more education about the ecotourism and also the animals that we're losing on this planet, because it's 65% of all the animals are gone now. So I feel since I have a platform and I've traveled the world and compared animal and human behavior on Animal Planet, Discovery, and I feel like now I want to take it to the next level and bring people with me on an ecotourism trip that they can actually see what's out there for themselves and educate kids about this. Like, it's going to be their future.
Yeah.
So it's really important for me to take people on trips so they have that experience with animals. And there's so many incredible animals to see, and not in a zoo, but we have to start doing something because we're losing them. And education is the first thing. I know it. But I love it. My daily life is, I get to do what I love. I get to travel. I still get to help animals and speak up about wildlife conservation, and also do stand up.
Yeah,
it's a weird combination.
We should all aspire to do something like that we love so much, and I agree. All right, everybody, head over to her website, RachelReenstra.com. Rachel, it was a pleasure having you on, and we'll talk to you soon. And my dear, we're going to head it back over to you all, Mike in Denver.
Hey, you remember that one time that the government told a bunch of people to take an experimental drug, and a bunch of people did, and then it didn't work, and so the government said, well, you need to do it again, and they did it again, and then the government said, you know what, it's not working because other people aren't joining the experiment, and so take it a third time. And they took it a fucking third time, and then they started getting mad at the people who didn't fall for that fucking shit. Hey, you remember that? Yeah.
My name is Kelly Sue, and I am what I would call a survivor of the vaccine. I used to walk 10 miles a day. I used to ride my bike 24 miles every second day. I also worked out at the gym, and I work 72 hours a week, and I'm very social, and I'm a type A. I started a charity in 2016 where we feed 800 children every weekend and on holidays, and I have staff, and I have 750 volunteers, and we believed that the vaccine was the right thing to do. I had my first shot, and within a very, very short time, I developed cramping in my calf. It got progressively worse, so I went to my massage therapist. When I told her what was happening, she threw up her hands and said, "I can't touch you. You have to go to a doctor. Sounds like you have a blood clot." So I booked myself in to a vascular surgeon, and they did an ultrasound on my legs. And then I went home. 3 weeks later or so, I still hadn't heard from the vascular surgeon, and thought, okay, well, if I haven't heard anything, it's fine. I had my second shot on June the 12th. 3.5 weeks later, I had back-to-back strokes, and they just kept getting progressively worse. So throughout July, into August, into September, into October, and in early November, I had 9 TIAs and strokes. I spent 31 days in the hospital. I had everything from blindness in my eyes because of the occipital strokes. I had inability to use my mouth. I couldn't talk for a long time. And I also had a terrible experience, and why this little piece of paper in my lap is so important to me, because I woke up in the morning and didn't know who I was. Didn't know where I was. Didn't know anything. I have terror now. When I close my eyes, I don't know, 1, if I'm going to wake up, or 2, if I'm going to wake up and not know who I am. When I first went to the neurologist that I was assigned, he was very clear that it was the vaccine. He said, "We're seeing so much of this." And then when doctors started getting fired, let go, there was no discussion about the vaccine anymore. Nobody would discuss the vaccine anymore. I think the thing that bothers me the worst is no one's looking as to why this is happening. My life is not the same at all, not even close to what it was before. A week ago Friday, all of a sudden out of the blue, my blood pressure went to 247/60. 247/60? Like, who has a blood pressure like that? So I'm fighting for my life right now. And that's all I can do.
You heard Klausy McSchwab's first 2 records.
Vaccines back, all right. You know nothing, and be happy.
But this one is gonna make your modified mRNA tingle. Time Lies presents Greatest Schwabs, Volume 15. A New World Order in Music.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the unvaccinated are still alive. A little bit of Pfizer in my arm. A little bit of BioNTech does no harm. A little Johnson Johnson does the trick. A little AstraZeneca so you don't get sick. It's booster number 5. Let's talk about Vax, baby. Let's talk about Doc Fauci. Let's talk about all the weird and countless side effects, maybe. Let's talk about Vax. Let's talk about Vax a little. Come and take the 7th shot. The 7th shot. With a little luck you get my. Oh! Myocarditis. You won't have to be rich. With CBDC, you'll have all you need with central currency. We just take your extra wealth and your cash. And you can walk 500 steps, but not a single step more until the curfew activates and robot cops stand at your door. Just a small town boy drinking genetically modified soy. This ensures he doesn't procreate. Please stop breeding.
Stop the breeding.
We are almost 9 billion people. Please stop breeding right now. didn't start the Pfizer. We just make you take it even if you hate it.
Greatest Schwabs, Volume 15. Now available on Spotify and MRN Apple Music.
All the caterpillar tastes like chicken in wine, and mealworm tastes just like a steak. Ain't nothing better than a deep-fried butterfly or centipede protein shake. Be sure to check the cricket mag nuggets out. They're almost as crunchy as worms. And chew your Great Grasshopper sandwich extra loud, 'cause this is all you get. I don't care who you are, where you're from, don't care what you want, you will eat the bugs.
So Willie has what I need. I ordered Willie magazine.
The new Willie means fun and Schwerble.
My name is Ben. 2 days ago, I was in a car crash. I got cut up, all around, nothing serious. Within 10 minutes, EMT arrived and injected me with something. And I said, no. And they're like, just gonna sedate you, boss. I woke up 8 hours later somehow with a vent, IV, catheter, whole 9 yards. I instinctively, without even thinking, pulled out the vent, pulled out the IV, pulled out the catheter, which was horrendous. And I walked to the door and I opened it, and staff was sitting there, and I said, "Why did you vent me?" And one of the nurses said, "You have COVID." I said, "What drugs did you put me on? What was coming through that IV?" They just looked at each other like, what do we do? What do we say? I think that they had no intention for me to ever wake up, and I would have been classified and counted as someone that died of COVID in the hospital. I'm trying desperately to get a hold of anybody that has a platform. I sincerely need this story to be heard. Thank you so much, and I'm so happy to be alive. I can't believe I woke up. Thank you.
The spike protein from SARS-CoV-2 potentially promotes cancer by interfering with anti-cancer activities, according to a recent preprint Cell study from Brown University. The authors found that the spike subunits may promote cancer survival and growth by blocking a cancer suppressor gene known as P53. Quote, interfering with P53 can promote cancer development as well as aid cancer growth, end quote. When exposed to chemotherapy, cancer cells containing spike protein subunits had a better chance of survival. They also observed that P53 activity was reduced in these cells. It is still unknown why cancer cells with spike protein S2 had better survival rates. Are you sure you still want to keep getting those shots?
I demand a vaccination to come immediately. Yes.
Hell no!
If they put down that it was a vaccine injury, the physician, the corporation, the hospital, the clinic, they actually won't get reimbursed. So it gets labeled as anxiety or neuropathy or Guillain-Barré syndrome, when in actuality, it's very realistically a vaccine injury. Whereas I tell people you are better off in South America in a field hospital than you are in level 1 trauma design.
Johns Hopkins University Hospital, empty. Where's the sick people? Where are the COVID patients? Where are they? Where are the COVID patients? Where are the COVID patients? Where are they? They don't exist. They don't exist. There's nobody here. There's nobody. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
Don't you get me
I know my rights. Don't
You're
touch
not
me.
coming there. You're not coming.
Oh, what are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? Hide more secret? Why don't you speak up? Why don't you speak up about nobody being here? Why don't y'all speak up about nobody being here? Where's the sick people? Where are the sick people? Look at all these people. Why don't you speak up? Why don't you speak up? Why don't y'all speak up, medical professionals? Heroes, I heard you.
Children's side.
I heard you. I don't care. Where's the sick children? They're canceling schools. Where are the sick people? Look, waiting room, completely empty.
Sir.
Completely empty.
Sir.
No one's here. No one's here. Johns Hopkins, they're counting the numbers. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Sir. Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Tell him, Captain. Sir. Tell him I know my rights. I know my rights. Get out of my fucking face.
Let us go, sir.
Get out of my face. Where y'all at? Huh? Where's the sick people? Where are the sick people? Where are the sick people? Where are they?
Nobody here.
Yep, buzz me in. Where's all the sick people? Where's all the sick people? Where's all the COVID patients? Where are they? University of Maryland, Baltimore. Where's the sick people? Where are the sick people? Where are the sick people? Where's the sick people at? Huh? Where's the COVID patients we're being lied to? Medical pandemic. People losing everything. Yeah, sure. Don't come too close to me. Don't come too close to me. Don't come too close to me. Where's all the sick people? I want to know. I want to know where they're at. Security at the ER, blocking me out. Blocking me out. Look at this. An emergency room, Baltimore, Maryland. Huh? Ground zero. Where are the sick people at? Where are the sick people? Where are the sick people? Where are they? Where are the sick people? We're losing our livelihoods. We're losing our freedom. We're losing our freedom. People are losing everything. Where are they? Where are the sick people? Where are the sick people? Where are they? Where are the sick people? Oh yeah, go away. I'll go back in the other way. Don't worry about it.
Johns Hopkins, main campus. Here we go.
Where's all the sick people? Where's all the sick people? Where's all the COVID patients? Where are they at? Where's the COVID patients? Huh? Johns Hopkins University Hospital. Where's the sick people? Where are they? I want to see. Medical pandemic. We're being told to stay at home. Where's the sick people? Where are they at? Where's the sick people? I want to know. Where's the sick people? Where are they at? Where's the sick people? Where's the sick people? Where's the COVID patients? Where are they at? Where are the sick people?
The virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. That means The vaccines will get us to the end of this.
Is this the science that I'm constantly reminded to follow? This is where you get your, hopefully you got a good lawyer, and hopefully your lawyer's experienced in Nuremberg case law, because you're going to need it.
A lot of weird and disturbing things have been happening lately on live TV and in Hollywood.
Let's start off with a check of your next weather with meteorologist Alyssa Carlson. Then this happens. Alyssa, this really is the calm before the storm.
Not again! No! Things which no one apparently is supposed to talk about whatsoever.
What do you say? Shut! I need some help. I need medical.
The gatekeepers and the powers that be put under pressure of censorship to make it almost impossible to talk about these things without getting penalized for it. And what they're afraid of more than anything else is the truth.
A little over 15 minutes after receiving the shot, one nurse took questions from reporters and then fainted.
I'm sorry.
And the one thing that a lying culture can't tolerate is the truth, right?
Remarkably, a bunch of young, healthy people in Hollywood started experiencing things like face paralysis and brain clots.
Experts say more and more younger women are suffering from strokes. And now former NCIS actress Pauley Perrette just revealed she had a massive stroke 1 year ago.
It's the 1 year anniversary since I had a stroke.
We're getting word that Bronny James, who is going to be a freshman basketball player at USC, suffered cardiac arrest while at a practice yesterday.
Do you remember standing up after you make that tackle?
News tonight on Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin, who millions watched collapse during Monday Night Football.
That's something I don't really want to get into in the details of.
Overnight, ABC News confirming Grammy-winning singer Tori Kelly rushed to the hospital after collapsing while out with friends.
So if we don't know what we're injecting into ourselves, I don't understand how that's informed consent.
That you're exactly right. Okay. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
You are correct. I should not be giving these vaccines at all.
Okay. Oh, why are you giving them?
Because I am told to, and that's how. Because I am told to, and I am told.
I understand that.
Well, this news anchor passed out on live TV in the middle of a news report. This sports newscaster passed out in the middle of a game on the side of a basketball court.
I look for this kid to have a really good first half of the season.
As Raffin loses consciousness, you can see someone off camera reach in to help him. At that moment, the camera cuts away.
And watch this sports reporter fainting on the side of the field in the middle of his report. Now, in all transparency, I'm not saying that these things have not happened before on live TV. As a matter of fact, we can all recall when Wendy Williams passed out 5 or 7 years ago on live TV. And we can also remember when this pregnant CNN news anchor passed out on live TV. But it seems as though this weird phenomenon has skyrocketed among all groups and classes of people following the 2020 pandemic.
News confirming Grammy-winning singer Tori Kelly rushed to the hospital after collapsing while out with friends. She passed out at dinner after her heart began beating rapidly, saying Kelly was out for a while. Sources close to the singer say she was carried to a friend's car and rushed to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, where doctors reportedly found multiple blood clots near her vital organs. These fans across generations wishing the singer well. Sources say she's in and out of consciousness as doctors work to determine if her heart is in danger.
The question remains, what is wrong with everyone? We will carefully answer this question throughout the video. In the meantime, I can't help but think that there's a common denominator here, a common factor, something that triggers all of this. And as you can see, even celebrities are not exempt from this. Jamie Foxx, a world-renowned TV star, for example, was critically and severely impacted by this.
And when truth seemed to matter to people, no one really liked to be lied to, but most people found some lies necessary for their personal fulfillment. That's just life. There are certain things that you want to lie about. That's part of being a fallen human being. If you're a son of Satan, if you're a child of Satan, Satan's a killer, Satan's a liar, you're going to be known for lying, and everybody seems to be able to find a measure of comfort with certain lies.
developing right now. Florida's Surgeon General says for us to stop getting the COVID vaccine.
Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie is joining us live in the Alert Center tonight. So, Hannah, he says what's in the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines is a problem.
Yeah, Luann, Florida Surgeon General Dr. Latipo says he has safety concerns pertaining to the discovery of billions of DNA fragments found per dose in the Pfizer and Moderna COVID vaccines. And he says those concerns have not been addressed by the FDA or the CDC. Dr. Latipo says if the risks of DNA integration with COVID vaccines cannot be addressed, then the vaccines aren't appropriate for use in humans. He says he sent letters to the heads of the FDA and the CDC specifically questioning how this would impact humans in three main areas: healthy human genes being transformed into cancerous cells, chromosomal instability, and how the integration could affect unintended parts of the body, such as the heart, brain, lungs, even the injection site itself. We asked local Dr. Michael Sparks to weigh in. Dr. Sparks telling us with the state Surgeon General saying one thing and the FDA another, health providers are left stuck in the middle.